guys, welcome to a new episode of the Chat Café. I'm here with Josiah, and today we're going to be chatting about his journey of becoming a software developer without a degree. So if you want to find out all about that, do stay tuned. But before we get started, I'd like to let you know that this video is brought to you by IT Business Tech. If you're looking for IT services and solutions, IT Business Tech has got you covered. They're dedicated to providing innovative technology solutions tailored to your business needs. From technology consultation, software development, search engine optimization, cybersecurity, and cloud computing, they have got you covered. So if you want to find out all about that, do check out the link in the description. But yeah, guys, let us get started. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, thank you. So first off, can you just tell us a little more about yourself and your journey to becoming a software developer?
Yeah, so my name is Josiah, and my journey started all the way in high school. So from there, in grade 12, you're supposed to know what you're going to be doing the following year.
Yeah.
And when I was there, I had no idea what I wanted to do, to be honest.
Yeah, I just want to get easier.
Yeah, so there were so many options, and I had nothing that I really liked then. But a friend of mine, Vic Samashaba, stumbled across a HTML book in our local library, and after using that book, he gave it to me. And luckily by that time I was a music producer, so I had a computer at home.
Okay.
And I was able to use that book to start fiddling around with HTML.
That's where I actually started as well. I started with HTML because I had a blog and I wanted to figure out where to do it.
Yeah, it's a nice way to start out.
Yeah.
So from just that book, my curiosity got a bit bigger. And then I started playing around with Android Studio as well, but it was too heavy for my computer back then. I think it was like a Intel 711 Yeah, so it was not going to fly. So yeah, I just stick to HTML. But then from there, I sort of researched what careers are within like this HTML thing. And I got to see that it's software development. So the following year, because I did not know what I wanted to do in high school, I did not apply actively. I did apply to VETS, but for applied mathematics, I got rejected.
Yeah,
so those rejection letters came. But the following year, I went to apply at Rosebank College, which was one of the nice options that were there. And I went there to study software development, and I did 2 years there. It was nice. They teach Java in the first year. The second year, it was C#.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a nice starting ground as well. So from there, unfortunately, I couldn't do my third year because of the taxi math app. I would like to put blame
into that.
I would like to put blame on it.
Yeah.
So I could not find my third year, and so I had to basically stop going and then figure out where I wanted to go from there.
Okay, so how has the journey been now? So it worked out. Now you're software developer.
Yeah, that's 4 years. Happy. Okay. Yeah, life could have been worse, but
True. Yeah. Okay. So how did you then get started from varsity, not being able to finish, and getting your first job? How did you get there? Did it start with the taxi math app, or did it start with work first?
Yeah. It sort of started with the taxi math app.
What is that all about?
So when you get into a taxi and you commute to and from work or wherever, and if you're unlucky, you get the front seat. So you have to basically do all the math for everyone that's giving you money, and you have to make sure that the driver get their cut and all the passengers get their change as well. So from there, it's just something that came out of nowhere. And then I worked on it with a friend of mine, Donald Pakis.
Okay.
He did most of the work there, to be honest. And then it took off. TVs, radio interviews.
Okay.
And then where I went.
Were you in at this point?
It wasn't supposed to be my third year. I think it was 2019.
Okay.
I think it was 2019, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the reason I say I'm putting blame on it is because I started buying domains, started having to pay for storage fees.
Okay.
And then with the tuition money that I had, it was like a set budget.
Okay.
So it was money for transport, money for paying school fees, everyone, which was, And then I started to like take from that money, buying the mains, trying to improve the product as well.
Okay.
So from there, I just slacked off, pay my tuition. And then the following year, I had some RS that I had to pay.
Okay.
So I was like, no, I'm not going to bother anyone. Not going to bother my family, not going to do anything. So I just called up a family member who's been helping me throughout. And I was like, look, this is what I'm owing, but I'm just going to go and find a job. I'm not going to try to go back to school. So yeah, from there, and then I also started working on like my portfolio.
Okay.
So I did a lot of Java projects, which are still on my GitHub, and I'm embarrassed about things. Please check them out. I left like some API keys in there. I was still studying that. So yeah, I started.
You always have to start somewhere and learn. Sometimes you learn the hard way.
So I started to just work on that portfolio, and luckily I had friends then who also got jobs without a degree.
Okay.
So they were also able to tell me that this is what you need to do to make yourself more attractive to recruiters.
Which is what, like just building up a portfolio?
Yeah, so it's building up a portfolio and targeting certain things when you're building it. So for example, the ones that I had was I built like a dictionary where you just it's like a Java application. You put words in there, you put descriptions, and then you are able to save them locally on like a local database. So from there, I believe like when you are building like a portfolio, it needs to be along the lines of database, like targeting databases, targeting APIs, just targeting these things that are used in everyday applications. And then like when you know again somewhere, something needs to call an API or something needs to call like a local storage or whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, I started doing that. Built a dictionary one apart from the Taximath app. I built one where you could reverse like an IP address to get your location. Yeah, it's dumb, but it showed my
that
way.
You can actually do this. That's what I've noticed as well. For even from like interviews from company when they give you a technical interview. It's not necessarily something that's like super difficult. It's just to show that you can actually do things and the way that you think.
So yeah, it was that, and from there I just started applying. Went on Peanuts, Indeed. Did not know about Offers and Then and any other like nicer platform, and I couldn't qualify anyways. So I just went to Peanuts. I think I applied over 50 times. There alone.
Oh wow!
And then Indeed, probably like less than 10 times. And then just one time I got a call from like a company based in East Lane in Pretoria to say come through for an interview, and then I went. In that interview, it was there was no like technical test because it was like a manager looking for developers. So he was just assessing from the portfolio itself, and he did say that out of the applications that they received, the reason I was like attractive is because of the portfolio. So I had a way to show that I've done things previously, like even like small websites. So he was attracted to that, and then that's why he called me in and sort of got hired on the spot as well. And I started working there on the 1st of April, which is April Fool's.
It's like in the serious. Okay, cool.
And that was in 2019. So in 2019, from like January up until April, I was just working on my portfolio and applying.
Okay. And from there, how has your career progressed? So
at my first company, the company there, I stayed for like 2 months. Largely because like the salary was not good, and then it's like 2 taxes away then. So it did not make much sense. Even though I was desperate for a job, I was desperate to like do something with my life. It was just not cutting it. So I quit, and then I stayed home for like 1 month. And then I got hooked up with a job by Donald again. Like he played a major role in my career. So he overheard
networking, guys. That's what it's called, knowing.
It's also like networking. So he overheard like a conversation where he was working. They were looking for a Java developer, and he was able to recommend me.
Nice.
Then I also came in, and I still had the same portfolio. I had not worked on anything new. yeah, came in with that. They saw my work. I was still obviously very junior. It's not to say that I was good.
Yeah.
I was still very junior, but they did take me in. They gave me like a job project that I worked on for, throughout my entire time that I was there. It was basically my baby because the first time I got into that company, I was the resource for it. And then, I worked on it throughout. Yeah.
So now you actually managed to kind of get your career to where it is now without having the degree. So do you think it's important to have a degree?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's important if you have the privilege to get into it and finish.
Okay.
It's very important. Like it is a formal way of learning. And it's not to say that universities have like outdated curriculums, that they still do. I think you did React Native.
But I didn't learn it in school, but I used it.
Okay.
I learned like C++ and learned Java. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
But I think everything that I learned made it able for me to learn React Native on my own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they do still have languages that are being used today, like Java, your C++. They're still one of the top languages. So it is very important. It's a structured way of learning. And it also helps with like soft skills. Like when you go to a boot camp, they only teach you Java. They don't teach you business communication. They don't teach you all these other
like
things.
software engineering and working with people, working with the client, all the deadlines.
Yeah, the project management and stuff. So it is important to have it, but it's not to say that you can't go without it, especially if you had no choice. But if you have the choice, please go to school. Don't say I will figure it out. It's not nice getting your foot in the door unless you obviously have those connections. Yeah, not the corrupt ones, but like genuine ones. So unless you have people and you know people, I recommend you just do your degree. It's much more easier to say, okay, this is Josiah, he did computer science. Let's take him then. This is Josiah, he did Java, but this other person might have done it better. So it's just to say, I know what I'm doing. I passed. Here's a paper to say I know my stuff.
And some companies really want to see that paper.
Especially government. So if now I wanted to go to a government agency, I can't because they require qualification.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Now, thank you for that. And I also know that you do like hackathons and I've been wanting, and it makes me, I remember once you reached out to me to join your team.
Yeah.
But it makes me really nervous. So can you tell me more about that? Like,
I think we lost that one. So it was, our key pass. Yeah, hackathons are a nice way of also networking.
Okay.
So when you get there, it's mostly for like 2 to 3 days max. They start from like Friday, they end on a Sunday. And you just basically go there to build a solution, mostly from scratch, but you do get people that bring in like existing projects, especially if they want to use hackathons as a way of funding. So they want to like win the money, continue funding their project and stuff. Yeah, it's a nice way of also learning new technologies because you get there and you find sometimes the sponsors of the event may want you to use their APIs. So you then have to learn how to use their APIs. And if you have not worked with APIs before, it's going to be your first time and it's going to be thrilling also. So it's a nice way of networking. The ones that I've went to, I've won only one. I think I went to was less than 4. And then I won one with the mayor for City of Tshwane. And thank you. The money was nice. We counted like
So usually does the money go to like your project or is it your money to do whatever?
It depends how they want to structure it. So the one we won was 1 million spread across 10 teams.
Oh my God. I was really excited about that.
Or not. So it's 1 million spread across 10 teams and we were the first team. So we got 20K and because it was 2 of us, was me and Tumelo Banui, so we split it in 2 and then we used it. So that one, it's for you. And then there was the remaining, the 100K for the business. So that one is when we now start to implement the solution or the app within the city, and then we get the funding in stages.
Okay, wow, that's really cool.
That's really cool.
And I heard you mention that like hackathons are a good way to kind of learn new technologies. What other ways or what other things are you doing to kind of stay on top of things and continue learning?
Personally, I've been slacking. Which is not a good thing to do. So with Flutter, that's what I do on a day-to-day basis. So there was a time where, as of late, I was just like, okay, after work, closing my laptop, going to the couch and watching YouTube or doing something else. But I've gotten back into the groove of continuing to learn, because if you don't learn new stuff, you first it sort of contributes to your burnout, because you're doing the same thing every day. You're not really getting excited about what you're doing. It just becomes, like a 9 to 5. I open my laptop, I close it, I'm done. But so I've gotten back into creating like side projects. So just open the laptop, I use new packages, and then if there's like a new version of Flutter that's out, I try it. Even though I'm not using it on my web project, so I just try to see what's new in Flutter, what can I use in the future. And this also helps, because let's say I create like a side project where I'm using like an offline database, and then at work in like 3 months time, they say, okay, we need to take our app offline. So now, what I learned there, I can just simply put it in and then mix, everything nice.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I also have been slacking. I think every like 2 weeks, I'm like, okay, I'm going to start. But I'm going to start. I think, And how about, have you done like any certifications or any boot camps, anything like like after?
With certifications, I struggle sitting down and motivating myself to learn, prepare for like an exam.
Okay.
Struggle with that, so I've not really done it. I've had opportunities of doing like your AWS cloud certifications, but I have not done them. And I prefer, like, let's say with that 2,000 that I'm gonna spend on the exam, I prefer just putting that money in AWS itself, watching YouTube videos, and then just burning that money, as I learn that way.
Okay.
Not to say that it's not important to have certifications, because they also make you attractive to recruiters. They do say sometimes AWS certification advantageous. So it's a good thing to have, but I've not done it. Then boot camps, not to put like a bad word on them, but I think where I am now, with having gotten my foot in the door, and then just having a very easy career progression, because ever since like my first job, my second one, my third, and my current fourth one, it's been very easy, smooth sailing. When I want to move, just go on offers and put in my profile online. Then it's easy for me. So I don't think I need to go back to a boot camp. Maybe as a mentor, it would be good. I think it's something that would also help me improve in my career as well.
Okay, cool. So as you said, so you've been progressing in your career, everything's going well. So kind of, what are like your future plans, your future goals as like a software developer?
I would still like to remain operational, like as an operational resource. I don't think I want to be a CTO or anything.
Okay.
So I'd still like to be coding. Like now I've been complaining about my back to like my back is killing me. I would still have to still code, as like the career progresses. One in a higher role. People do like make up titles now. You have senior, principal, developer, what. So one of those made up titles would be nice as well. In a few years' time.
Okay.
And then probably make enough good money to retire early. And then just see what I can do on the side, business wise.
And cars as well. I know you're onto that.
I need more cars.
A
bigger house for the garage and stuff.
Okay, cool. And guys, he has a YouTube channel and you're on like all social media platforms. So you can find the links in the description if you want to check out all of that. And thank you so much for joining me today and sharing so much insight. It was so helpful and so much information. Thank you. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. It was brought to you by IT Business Tech. If you're a small business or an established enterprise, they are passionate about coming up with solutions that are tailored to your business needs. So for information about all of that, do check out the link in the description. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.